relationship with black men is sort of like Hugh Hefner's relationship with women. You know, you right.
What did you do when you stopped going to school?
I only had 2 jobs ever in my life.
Welcome to the Hip Hop Runners.
Oh man, what's going on, man? We got some good topics this week, man. We really gonna.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely, man. You got a lot of things for the public to hear. You think?
Are we gonna agree about anything today or no?
Probably not, man. Probably not. You know how we do, man.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, because you always be going to the left, man. I be trying to get you to go to the right, man. But you don't be watching me, man. I be trying to teach you, man.
See, I question everything. Like, that's how I am about politics, whatever. Democrats, Republican. I don't agree with everything Obama say. I don't agree with. But at the same time, I don't disagree with everything George Bush say either, you know?
Yeah,
I disagree with about 99% of what the man say. But every now and again, every blue moon, right. He makes some points. That's what I'm saying. All right, so look, man, let's start out, but let me ask you some questions. Let's set some ground rules and levels before we get into our disagreements and our disputes, so the people may know. Okay, this week we're talking about managers and labels and all of that. And, you know, you've been doing that kind of stuff for years. So you're the best person to answer that kind of question. All right, first of all, what is a manager?
Well, you know, man, generally, go ahead and break it down for y'all, man. Hopefully the listeners are checking me out. You already know, man. So, look, a manager's main focus is to do whatever it takes in order your career to excel. Do whatever it takes to make sure that you engage in success. Now, with that being said, the artist has to be open-minded. You know what I mean? The artist has to be able to follow the instructions in which that he's actually providing for you. You know? And the manager can only do so much. Now, his job is an array of items in which that, you know, things that he got to cover. As far as ensuring that you have a publicist, make sure there's an image coach. You know, not only that, stage choreography, because when you're doing your shows, you got to be able to move right and actually attract that artist to continue, you know what I mean, to be interested in you. So therefore, they can actually buy your CDs. Along with that, you got artist development, communicating with the A&Rs, which is a major part of it. Not everybody want to be signed and think it happens overnight, but it's a lot to it. Not only that, they got to maintain your sales, you know. They're doing a lot of research behind the scenes. Every time you're doing a show, every time you're doing something on YouTube, they count how many views you got. They count the demographic. They're trying to see exactly where they can place you at. So it's a lot to it, man. That's a complicated job right there. You feel me?
So my thing is, it's a complicated job, but some of the things you said seem a little bit harder, like the demographic. Some of the stuff you said seems easy, like counting views on YouTube. Doesn't YouTube do that by itself? Like this? And
yeah, no way, man. Let me go ahead and break it down a little bit more for my fans. You already know this Gotti. So the most important thing that you got to understand, there are differences when it comes to the role of a manager. Real quickly, I'm going to break it down between independent and major real quick. And then that will explain to you more so about when I talk about YouTube, Reverb Nation, all them views, all them hits, even World Star Hip Hop, you know, which is a popular site. But it's all up to a manager who actually does it. So let's look at a major. Everybody want to be on a major. Let's start with them. Okay. So on the major side, you know what I'm saying, you got they're working with 3 different managers. You got your general manager, who's just in charge of everything. He oversees the marketing, and he oversees the managers themselves. He communicates with the A&R distribution companies. He does basically all of that. I'll give you a hypothetical with him in a moment. But then I'm going to talk about the city manager. The city manager is your local manager. It's the guy right next to you every day. He calls you on the phone, making sure you and your child mama is not tripping. You know what I'm saying? If you need somebody to talk to, he got you. You know what I mean? He gets no sleep. He's always up. You know what I mean? It's a horrible job. You know what I mean? I'm messing around. But then, you know, they set up your shows on a local level. They make sure that you got demos to send to these shows. So a lot of people think when you're doing a show, you just bring your CD and that's it. It's a lot more that go into it. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me jump in on that real quick, because people don't know when you're doing a show, you may have to have a track with no cursing on it, or you may have to, you know what I'm saying? You may have to have a beat or something. He makes sure that all of that is set up, all of that. Man, I've been a part of that kind of stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really complicated. So, I mean, he's doing a lot of behind the scenes, but at the same time, he's right there next to you. Not only that, man, there's some managers nowadays, you know what I mean, they all do it different. Some try to teach their artists how to handle their social media. Some outsource it, you know, but the real good managers, old school ones, they manage that social media for you, your Twitter, Facebook, and that's a full-time job.
Now, let me ask you this.
I mean?
Does the manager get you the show, or?
Yeah, definitely. It's on the manager to actually go out and find that exposure for you. So, like, we got Earth Nightclub here in Cleveland. So, you know, one of my guys should do whatever it takes to go ahead and ensure that his artists get on that label. Get on that show, on that venue. So when he gets on that venue, on that billet, you feel me? That'll actually promote him for other shows. It depends on how many people come just to see him. You feel me? So everybody's really watching exactly who you can bring. So if I can bring 10 people, that's not going to sell out no tickets. You feel me? That ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
And keep in mind, clubs make money from the bar. If ain't nobody drinking, then you ain't got you ain't got no club. You know what I mean?
Can't they make money at the door too?
They can, but that's a special kind of venue. I'm talking about when you first coming out, bro. When you just starting out, ain't nobody gonna pay to see you, bro. You ain't that important. You feel, why am I gonna look for you? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Now, if your manager, one thing that can happen, if you with a dope manager and everybody know who he is, they know that he coming with straight talent. Yeah, they'll pay just off the strength of him knowing that he's gonna bring in somebody good. But if you come in there as a nobody, man, ain't nobody gonna look for you. That's why you gotta get your stats up. And that's why the manager's job is to come up with a buzz. But, I mean, you know, if you garbage.
So is it the manager's job to get your stats up, or is it your job, the artist? Because you're talking about new kind of artists now. You're not talking about established people.
No, yeah, how you said it, that was good. That was a good point, man. It's really on the artist to actually put in that work. You feel me? It's just like having a product. You got to actually give a service. You got to actually do something that's worth selling. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm selling Tupperware, that name brand sells itself. You already know. You feel me?
Okay.
But if I'm selling Bubbleware, nobody ever heard of that. So it's on you to make sure that product is great. Make sure that your music is.
Okay, you know so the manager, he wouldn't like go to the studio with you and make sure that sounds good. That would be on like a producer or something else.
Right, that's on the engineer. Yeah.
Okay, engineer and producer. Are the producer and engineer the same person, or can they be, or are they usually, or?
No, because a lot of people got a different stance on what a producer is, and you know what I mean, and what an engineer. A lot of people I know, they call themselves engineers, and certain people call themselves producers. Some people call themselves beat makers. But it's a totally different thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and break that down. When it comes to a producer, all right, there's different levels to a producer. You got me? So one producer you got is an engineer, all right? And his only job is just literally just to mix down levels. That's it. This is audio engineering. That's it. All you're doing is just making sure the music is recorded and edited properly and make sure everything is radio ready, studio ready, or whatever. That's considered a producer. Then you move to another side of a production.
You know, some people may call it just like a sound tag. You know what I noticed? Every state, the lingo is different.
That's true.
Because the person that actually, once the beat is already created, the person that's actually making the beat, some people may call that just a producer. In music, that's not true. In hip-hop, people call that the person. But production is audio production. Audio producer, that's why. You know, that's why Gotti was saying that the person that records it, the person that makes sure the sound is right, he may put the 808s or whatever, you know, on all of that. That's the producer. But, you know, that's what a lot of people don't know. They just think, okay, if I make beats, I'm a producer. I know how to do Fruity Loops or whatever. But no, it's Pro Tools. That's the other thing. Pro Tools is for really recording. Even though it can make beats, the whole point of Pro Tools, from what I've seen over the years, is like if you got a expensive tube mic or, you know, something that's like an XLR, where do you plug that up in your computer? You know, all Pro Tools does is allow you to take pianos, instruments, microphones, and plug that up into a computer. So it's like, wait a minute, you making beats on now? No, that's not what you now. You can use Reasons or something else. But yeah, Pro Tools is just for recording. That's what a producer would use to produce that music. So that's why Gotti was saying that. So I know a lot of people would jump in right there and debate you, but like I said, it's different terminologies for different stages, different states, and different ages. So there you go.
Right, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, not only that, you know, producers even do. A lot of people are like, yo, he produced my track. He more so did the CD arrangement, the music arrangement on your CD or mixtape. They do that as well. So there's a lot to go into that job. It's a complicated job, you know?
Right.
But like you said, it's about where you stay at, too. You feel me?
Right, because everybody's different. One producer and that's what Kanye was saying. For certain artists, he may write a hook or a track, and then other artists, he's like, no, here's your beat, give me my money. I never actually see it, you know?
Salute, right.
So it all depends, right, on your, like, how do you know this person? And, you know, like a lot of people just think people are just going to be cool with you and just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're not bringing nothing to the table other than a check, then, I mean, you can't expect them to, you know, go that extra
why
round.
mess with you? Yeah, why mess with you, bro? You ain't doing nothing. You feel me? Kill yourself. You know?
Somebody just got in trouble for saying that. Some dude on Twitter.
Well, you know, man, that was always my saying back in the day, man. I had to bring it out
when it was uncool to tell people to kill themselves. In the 90s, when it was like 80% suicide rate, you were the one.
Hey, well, you already know, man. You heard it first and got it, bro. Hey, but listen, though, if one of y'all go kill yourself, man, you feel me? My man told you to do that shit.
Oh, man. Oh, don't do your boy. No, but here's my thing, too. Going back to the manager, before you get a manager, because they work on percentages, right? Or do they get paid up front? Or because you said the different go ahead. Yeah,
they definitely get that percentage, man. A good manager will get the percentage. Now, don't get me wrong. There is some. Now, you got majors and independents, too, bro. So, you know, you are looking at it from that. From an independent standpoint, most of them try to be as professional as possible. In order to be professional as possible, and you might be dealing with, you never know what artist, kind of caliber of artist you're dealing with, even though it's independent. He might have dealt with a major management company before, and then just got done with that contract. So he going to you. Now, did you come to him and be like, yo, I need 500 every week? He going to look at you like, yo, my last one said a percentage. If you're not talking percent, you're not real. Because you're not real, I'm not going to do business. So, you know, with that being said, it's a percentage, man.
Oh, okay. Well, now we definitely have reached the first disagreement in the episode. I knew it was coming. I knew it was right there. I didn't know when it was coming, but I knew that it was coming. This is the first of many. This man, Gotti, he says he's pretty insightful. You know, he's been around the block a couple times, couple 100,000 times, but I refuse to let these people think, these artists with no name, no talent, no money, to sit up here and think that somebody will work for them diligently 40, 50 hours a week and expect 10%. I do not see that happen.
Technically 12%.
Okay. So managers gave themselves a raise over the last 5 years. It went from 10 to they gave 2% increase. Okay.
12%,
okay,
man.
The average independent artist, this isn't even average. Let's say a good independent artist, if he's lucky, let's say he makes $100,000 a year. 100,000. That's great. He's living on cloud 9. How many people just from music alone can make 100,000 a year? He's in the 1% of hip hop. Okay, if
he's
this
1.5%,
right? Okay, he's in the 1% of hip hop. Now, you telling me his manager only makes $12,000 a year?
Yeah.
Are you serious? And people are okay with that? 1 in a million people get to that point, literally, like not figuratively, like that's an actual statistic. It's like in the lottery, it's like 1 in 100,000 or 200,000.
Yeah, 100,000.
So you got a better chance of winning the lot. Remember, lottery winnings could be 2,000, 10,000. It's not always, 50 million.
It can be $20.
Now, if it's $20, then it's like 1 in 200. We talking about over
10,000.
Right. But I'm just saying, But if you play the lottery for that year, you have a better chance of making that $12,000 with the lottery than you do from spending 60 hours a week from managing an artist that may or may not make nothing. My thing is, here's the two things I disagree with you. First of all, I don't think a percentage will work.
It does work.
In the beginning. Now, if it does, I think that it would have to be a higher percent. I heard some managers demanding 50-50 or 30%, or, you don't get paid nothing. This is all promo for you. Even if I do get you a show or whatever, because here's the other thing people don't realize. Managers, they may work with guys like me that make websites, that edit video, that do podcasts, but I mean, just because you're not paying me doesn't mean deserve it. Just like if I go out and, I'm in Ohio and you're like, hey, man, you got your camera, shoot this video for me real quick. Now, you're my boy. I'm going to look out for you, but this is still a $3,000 video, $5,000 video. You know what I'm saying? So your artist owes you at that point $5,000. Now, they may have $2 in their pocket, but to me, they still owe you that $5,000. So 10%, it's 10% after you pay me back all the money you owe. And then,
now
go ahead. No.
I'm gonna let the world let you vent, bro.
No, because you gonna let me,
and I'm gonna show you how it's real.
Into a hole. See, this dude's a lawyer. He's gonna let me say one thing that's wrong. I say 100 things that's wrong. I'm gonna say one little thing, and he's going, no.
Because first of all, you keep saying 10%. First of all, 12%. You
I mean,
now I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Really good, right? Is that right? Is some people get 15%?
Yeah, they do. I mean, the highest 50% is not happening.
Oh.
That doesn't happen. You feel me? No. Unless you're working with a management company, and then you gotta keep in mind, managers are treated like the red-headed strap child. They the worst. You feel me? They get the worst treatment, but they get the most work, and that's what a lot of people don't want to do the management work. Right. But you can make a lot of money, and the way you make a lot of money is by having multiple artists. You feel me? And have multiple managers working underneath your management company, and that's how major management companies survive. But we're talking about independent. So real quick, man, let me break it down to you how it works, bro.
Okay.
You feel me? A manager already knows going into the situation that I'm working with an independent artist who probably don't already have a budget. So when we sit down with them, we're going over all the things that will cost. And we express like, certain things we're not going to pay for. There's a lot of things that I don't pay for. You know what I mean? I refuse. Never will, never have. You know what I mean? And that's
you gotta
because
break that down to me, because most people think, okay, you're my manager, you're managing the money.
No, man, it don't work that way.
It's zero coming in, but they want 10 million going out. Like, I don't. You got to break that down. What do you mean? Like, so you mean like, what do they? Go ahead, explain like give me some examples of what they would pay for and what they wouldn't.
All right. So when it comes to a publicist, what we'll do is we'll do that in house. We'll take care of your press releases. We'll take care of anything dealing with you as an artist. You feel me? As far as like interviews, stuff like that, all that. We'll type all that out for you. You know what I mean? That's going. You know what I mean? That's all coming towards your 12%. All that's what you paying me for. You paying me to make sure that you're good. You feel me? Now I know when you do a show, because I'm giving you a show.
Right.
So my goal is to find you shows, of course, in the beginning for promo for free, easy. But after you've done 2 or 3 shows, the goal is to get the pattern and understand, okay, you make these kind of tracks, you got these kind of people who like these tracks, we're going to keep that going. So then eventually people going to start paying to come see you. And then I'm like, okay, this is the invoice. Now, you probably forgot about this, but you owe me whoop to whoop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Now, when it comes to an image coach, some people don't use them, but an image coach is basically, and I don't want to talk about no artists, man, but you know what? I ain't going to put nobody's name out there, man. The fake artists out there, people who don't really have that image behind them, but they trying to have a fake persona in order to sell records, they have an image coach. we'll point you in the direction of an image coach and have them go ahead and pay for that. You know what I mean?
How do you tell an artist that, like, yo, you need an image coach and you need to pay for it? Like, who, most of the time, do they know? Like, if they're trying to be tough and it's like, dude, you grew up in the suburbs, you've never sold anything, you never sold a pencil or eraser before. How do you never sold?
A lot of, see, the thing is, every human being has an alter ego. That's normal. You know, we all think that we one thing. You know, we see ourselves differently from reality. You know, that's a human trait. So rappers or artists, on the other hand, they got an exaggerated alter ego. So their thing is like, okay, you know what? I'm a drug dealer. You feel me? I do woo-to-woo. Knowing that they work at Costco, you know what I'm saying, and they don't really do it. So with that kind of situation, you're like, okay, I hear your raps, but I'm looking at you. Because of that, you need somebody else to push you. And that's exactly how I would put it to them. Versus saying, yo, you ain't shit, and nobody gonna believe you. You know what I mean?
Man,
that's
the best way. Because, I mean, even I know I've worked with people that do sell drugs and all of this, and they don't understand the business side of it. Or the people that don't sell drugs, they are business, but then they need the image control. So either way, both of them need something. They might need more of a finance guy or something. And
see what a manager will do at an independent level, we'll sit down with them before we even start working with them and figure out a budget or how we going to make it work.
Right.
But on a major level, they'll actually give you a financial advisor, which is a totally different thing. And they'll actually give you somebody who can handle, because keep in mind, like me personally, I couldn't manage somebody who was making millions and millions of dollars. I couldn't, because I wouldn't know what to do with it. I wouldn't know how to budget that. But they'll give you a person who specializes in that.
You're saying
at a major level.
The money, you couldn't, dictate or earmark, this goes here, that goes there.
Right.
It'll be too much.
Right.
One person couldn't do all that. So here's another thing, though. So you're telling me if I've rapped for 6 months of my life, so I can just go up to you and say, hey, I want you to be my manager. Then, bam, next day you start getting me shows. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
And can I fire you as a manager when I get to a certain point?
And that's what I was telling people, man. That's why everybody's like, yo, that's where everybody I work with, they're like, yo, we're gonna work with you till we die, bro. As soon as we make it, you and me gonna make it, bro. We're gonna get rich together. But as soon as we get in there, what happens is the record label sits down with all three of us, me, the lawyer, and the record label. All three of us in there. We signed the contract. Right after we signed the contract, like the immediate moment after, they're like, okay, look, we're gonna take the time, but we want to have a one-on-one with you. You know what I mean? We're going to ask you a question. And that question is, you need a manager that can handle the majors. You have a manager that got you here in the independent field to a major label, which is great. He's a good guy, good manager, but because he has no experience on a major level, he cannot take you as far as you need to go. He's going to hold you back and hamper you. Because of that, we will give you our lawyers. We will give you our PR. You feel me? And then we'll give you our manager. And that is where the line gets drawn, right there. At that moment. That speech works every time. I come back in the office and like, yo, you fired. All right. They dap everybody up, get my little check, go to the house.
But you get to all those invoices, all those websites and shows and press kits you did, you get that, 100,000, 200, that big check though.
Yeah, it's never that big, but yeah, it's just because 12% is really not that big.
No, but it's 12% plus your expenses. For example,
right.
I'm charging $3,000 for a video. That's my normal rate. And if I do it for you for $300 or $500 or $1,000, I'm looking out for you because you're my boy. You still get to invoice them for the full rate.
No, you're getting into a totally different. You're getting into a totally different bracket. As a manager, you charging 12% on any income that's coming in.
Isn't that plus your expenses though? That's what I'm saying.
No. It's 12%.
So you're saying if you pay for a music video, like you said, some things you pay for, some things you don't. So if you pay for a music video, or if you pay for a press, like if you write their press kit, they can't afford to pay you, but once they get money, wouldn't that come out of the money that they get?
That seems like the right thing to do, yes.
But nobody would sign a contract like that. No artist.
No, because there's no surprise fee on. There's no set fee on that unless you're doing something else. And there's another way around it, you know, where you can actually set up fees and stuff. But if you're originally just doing press kits, everybody would get paid for what they're doing. So I would get paid for setting up the venues. I would get paid from that show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I would get paid from general items.
Okay, because let me tell you a story what happened with me. It was some guys I was working with, and I wasn't getting paid. The whole thing was, hey, once we get on, we're going to take care of you. And it would be like, you know, I'm more of a technical guy. I started out just doing, you know, just setting up like maybe a computer with Pro Tools. Then they wanted another Fruity Loop system, you know, just stuff in the studio. So they were saying, yeah, we can't afford right now to pay you, but you know, once we get on, we'll take care of you. So I started getting just more in depth, showing them things, because you know, they just at first thought I was just a computer tech. But then, you know, I've been around music for so long and working with people like you and people in Cali and just all over. So I said, man, y'all you don't have anything. You don't have a bio. You don't have a website. You don't have no music videos. You don't have no interview. Like I could, you know. So it's like all this stuff I'm telling them they need. Then they said, you know what? We want you to manage us. And that's when I said, oh, no, that's too much. So then they said, okay, we want you to do social media marketing for us. I said, okay, well, in order for me to do that, I need content. So I need, you know, 50 pictures. I need stuff from the shows. I need some interviews, bio. And then they didn't have any of that. So it was like, now we need you to make this content for us. And don't worry, when we get on, we'll take care of you. So what was happening was it was just too much work for me to do. So I said, you guys need to hire like at least minimum a social media marketer to get you to a certain point to, you know, basically just deal with the Twitter, Facebook. And so I can edit, I can do all that, I can shoot, but somebody else just the day-to-day interaction and whatever. Right. And so this person upsold them and said, no, you need somebody to do a website and this, and you need a videographer and photographer. And I was like, wait a minute, these are like plans that I've been saying for years. So they wind up actually paying this guy thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And you know how I know, like anybody can numbers and anybody can make it look like they're the best social media marketer. And they might manage one celebrity's account for free, like their cousin or nephew. And they're like, yo, I'm managing Biggie Potts or something, you know, a made up name. And they're like, yo, he got 5 million followers. But it's like, you know, you live and you learn. You know, we've been around that. Even people remember back in the 90s, it was I'll take your picture, I'll make you a model. You know, that was the big thing, the big scam. The new one is social media. I'll make you a star on the internet. You know, I felt kind of slighted with them because it was like, yo, we're going to stay together. And so like, wait a minute, this was my idea. I'm the one that told you needed this. And the worst part is they weren't the best rappers in the world. Like, I actually would have to tell them like about their music. Like, you know, yo, this is like, we got into it. We would get into it. Cause I'm like, you know, just from just music classes and like bars and just certain stuff. Like I'm just around actual producers, and I just know like certain things. I'm not a master and I'm not the best, but it's like these guys are learning certain stuff that I'm doing. I'm not the best, but it's about growing with a team. It's not about just that's the main point. Like, man, those people don't have no loyalty. So I mean, I had to drop them. I mean, it's just good luck. And lo and behold, I tell you, man, I can almost guarantee because it's funny. Because I know somebody else that knows the person they're about to sign with. They're about to get screwed, man. They're about to put like three stacks down. And they're going to be hurt. They're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to go through that lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at something last night. And it made me like I was separating like, you know, independent and majors as far as like what is okay to be taxed and what's not. And so many things as independent manager that is outsourced that by the time everything is finished, really only thing that you're really working on is you're their publicist, communicating with record A&Rs, from record labels, and negotiating shows. You might do a little administrative paperwork here and there, but for the most part, you're getting money from those items. Now, don't get me wrong, you got to include ringtones and mixtapes. Now, those two are big things for to actually gain money for a manager as well. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But everything else is outsourced, so like I said, event coordinator, choreographer, studio time, collaborations, artist development.
We about to reach the second disagreement of the show.
Yeah, man. I'm saying, man, all that stuff, man, is being outsourced. So, you got your take on it, but I'll tell you what the real take of it is. This Gotti right here.
What actually happened? Oh, no, that's not what I'm disagreeing on. I agree. Yeah. Everything is outsourced. Even the producers, now I heard of them, even like Gundam Style. The dude, he outsourced that to like a record label in like Houston, and then Snoop Dogg recorded it in Cali, and then he was in Korea. So
right.
It's like, how is that possible? Unless they're, you know what I'm saying?
Dropbox.
Right. But no, this one I'm disagreeing with. The money that comes in. And a lot of artists want to just do music, but to me, you can't make money when you're like, in the beginning, I think that you need some type of, like here, let me give you an example. There's a difference between somebody who makes beats and somebody that's a producer, like we talked about earlier in the show. So if you got somebody who all they want to do is create sounds or beats or whatever, they're not going to be successful. But as a business, if they're audio tech, if they want to do like voiceovers for commercials, if they want to do for movies, the sound or something. Now, that's that's a sustained business that you can make money separately from music or hip hop. See, that's the thing. People think hip hop is the be all end all. But look at every artist that's hot right now. They do something else. Dre, Beats by Dre. That's the biggest deal associated to hip hop of all time. You got what's his name?
Right, so,
go ahead. What'd you say?
Real quick, man. The dude doing this thing right now is Wiz Khalifa. Man. He doing this thing for real. And Big Sean. Both of them. Now, what else are they doing to bring in money? Nothing.
Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, Big Sean, he got an endorsement deal with Adidas. He also did, I got to look up everything that he did. But he does, it's not motivational speaking. It's some kind of like audio thing that he's doing. I got to Google him real quick. But Wiz Khalifa, he made a movie. He made an independent film with Snoop Dogg. They hired the same people to do his video. He's got one production company that does all his videos. They did a movie. They sold it to On Demand and Comcast, and they're making money off the DVDs. And
Get out of here, man.
No. I'll tell you what it's called, because Mystical was in it too. It was Mystical, Snoop Dogg, and Wiz Khalifa. It was the lamest movie ever, but they sold it before the movie even came out. So it was already profitable before anybody ever saw it. You never heard about it because it sucked. It wasn't good. It wasn't called How High, but it was something with Wiz Khalifa. He was like a geek in high school or something. And then Snoop Dogg was like this big dude in high school, but he would never go to class. But smoking weed, made Wiz Khalifa, cool. And then he was helping Snoop Dogg get his grades. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like switch. And Snoop Dogg with his production company, let me go back to him, because he's really, what he does is he set up a podcast, a video podcast, where he interviews people. It's called GGN Network. It's not CNN, GGN. And his name is Nemo Hose.
Oh, wow.
So, every time he had everybody from Tony Hawk to YG to Kendrick Lamar to 2 Chainz, everybody is going on his show, just like the Tonight Show. But it's ghetto, they might smoke. So now people like Seth Rogen, when movies are coming out, they all are going to his show. So he's got hundreds of millions, almost billions of hits, and off of advertising. Go ahead.
I'm texting Wiz Khalifa right now, and he said, "Tell him to quit lying." No, you're right. Big Sean, he did have an endorsement deal, man, and that spruced him up. You know what I mean? Right now, he doing big things. You know what I mean? He in the millions and all that, man.
But I see what you're saying. But Big Sean would be one of those artists that's not like if you said, "Tell me something that Waka Flocka is doing." I couldn't. That's my point. Like, that's why
you got me on that one, man.
That's why they're here today, gone tomorrow. But let me tell you the other side of that too. You taking a risk in business because look at somebody like Eve or Flow Rider. They were at the top of their game, getting all this money from these labels. Then they tried to go into business and they failed miserably.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, I mean, it's the risk, a bird in the bush. Some people look at it like that. So I can't sit here and say,
So I guess I got to agree with you on that, man, because, I wanted to argue with you on that. I wanted to be like, no, man, you can make millions out of music and that's it. But as I go through this, honestly, yeah, man, I noticed that a lot of artists, man, who got extra money, P.Diddy, Jay-Z, Styles P, what's the other guy, Jada? They all got
like
other
Jadakiss and Styles P, perfect example. They own an organic shop in New York. Like that's
not only that, they got a car wash and they got a car wash in the corner store.
And everybody goes there because of who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just feel a sense of pride, like, yo, this Styles P corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
And those little corner shops make $3 or $4 million a year. Just an average. It's in Chicago. The Arab guy in the corner of the hood, he's making $3 million off y'all.
That's true.
So Styles.
So I guess you're right, man, on that, man. You got Gucci, man. What he doing now? Know it all.
No. Gucci man got artists. He's a businessman. He's got a label. Gucci man's good. But Waka Flocka.
He do got that.
Right. And Gucci man's making movies. He was in what's that called with the white girl, Spring Breakers. That's a Hollywood film. That's $100 million. That's $100 million movie.
The retarded bus go round and round movie. You already know how I feel about that, man.
It's like everybody doesn't know Styles P and all these people, or even what Kanye's doing. Like he owned a Fat Burger, an art gallery. It's like so many things.
Yeah, 50 Cent. He got a G Unit production.
Oh man,
TV.
That's crazy.
And Cameron still got his production thing going on, which a lot of people not even hip to.
Bunch of stuff. He's got plays on Broadway. Like nobody would ever think. Like you know what I'm saying?
Sleeping on him, man. Just because you don't see him in the limelight don't mean they ain't doing nothing. But sometimes,
but that's what I'm saying. Right. Most independent artists, they think it's just music. That's the be all end all. That's the point.
That's true.
Like man, all they got to do is make these beats, and that's it. That's like no, man. That's step one. You using that as promo. It's like the whole hip hop game is promo for the next. It's a
venue.
Shelf. And I remember asking a producer or a beat maker. I can't even call him a producer, a beat maker. I was like, look, man, you think you gonna be making rap beats when you're in your 40s, man? You think kids that are 16 gonna be buying beats from a 40, 50-year-old? No, I don't think so.
Right.
What about Dre? I said, man, you didn't hear the deal.
He's doing so much stuff.
Right. He's in a
Dre
movie.
Got his hand in
like
everything.
Dre, he did Car Wash. He's got a streaming audio service. He did
Friday. He's good.
Right.
Like Ice Cube. They're both of them good. They
everybody that was in that little clique except whatchamacallit. Except Easy-E. What do you think Easy-E would be doing like if he was still around? What do you think?
Banging.
Yeah, Ice Cube he got like movie deals. He's got TV show deals. He's straight.
Now you know what the industry doing now though. They're trying to tap into your personal pockets too. Anything that you do while underneath the record label, they're trying to find a way to.
Right now, let's talk about that 360 deal. And I'm on the fence about that because that's my thing. Like if I'm putting all this money into you up front, if I'm paying for videos, and if I'm paying for all of this and press kits and shows, and because you got to pay for shows in the beginning. Shows aren't always profitable just because they're selling tickets and it's sold out. That's the other thing I learned. These shows not, cause like let's say you get an artist like even like Wiz Khalifa. Let's say he's at a level, but he couldn't sell out Madison Square Garden for what it costs. For Madison Square Garden, you got to charge like $150, $300, $500. Nobody's paying $600 to see Wiz Khalifa. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the very front, but to rent out a place like that, you're talking millions. So if he did have a show like that, maybe the first time his label might have to pay halfway. They might make 70% or 60% of their money back, but now his profile has increased. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but people don't look at that.
They don't even know that.
Right. So they'll just be like, oh man, like Jay-Z and all this, Jay-Z. And that's why 50 Cent said Jay-Z is one of the most hyped people in rap. Because think about it. They told you Jay-Z was cold so many times. You went and ran with that.
You just believed it.
Yeah, but when people actually break down his bars, it's like, wait a minute, now Cassidy or Styles P. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
But I like Jay-Z though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not there's no diss to him, but I'm just saying. And 50 Cent said the same thing. Like
I like the old Jay, man. I don't like this new Jay, man. I don't like the whole I'm flashy, man. Tuxedo suits.
But
that's
the thing. Tuxedos aren't flashy. That's just laid back. That's what 50-year-old men are supposed to be wearing that are bosses. What is flashy is all these chains and jewelry and 22s, and that's like your boy Plies said.
Or 2 Chainz.
Yeah, but
he got the chain snatched too, huh? That's great.
A couple times. Oh yeah, he was exposed so much, man, by your boy from 50 Cent, not Jack the Ripper. Who's the dude with the messed up eye who does the interviews for thisis50.com?
Oh, that's right. I can't think of his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I wanted to actually talk more about the 360 deal, man, because a lot of people don't even know what that is.
Okay.
You understand?
Now, are you for the 3? Well, you got to explain what it is, but are you for it or against it?
It can be a terrific thing if you don't have nothing on the table. Like, you know what I mean? It's better to have a no deal at all. And if you know how to do it right.
Okay,
if
now I want you to explain what a 360 deal is, too, because
Okay. All right, check me out, man. So basically, the 360 is an exclusive recording contract, you know what I'm saying, between the artist and the company. So along with additional money from sales from the artist, you know what I mean, to the label actually going to go ahead and assist you with different income going towards other things outside of the music, besides albums and records and stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, the thing is, they're going to take a percentage. That percentage can hurt you a lot. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? They're going to be sharing the income coming in between your tours, your merchandise, endorsements, anything that you do with movies and TV. Right, so they're going to be in your pockets pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I heard something totally different from a 360 deal. And let me know if this is right or wrong. This is what I heard, how I heard a 360 deal is. You get signed, you get a little advance, maybe $2 million, $5 million. That's the new thing. Like, people want money up front, but it's like that's the most money you ever gonna make. Like, at one time when you get signed, unless you like blow up like Nicki Minaj or Drake or something. Like, that's the most money you'll ever see. And the thing is, they get 360 means of everything. That means if you start cutting grass on Sunday, they gonna get 30%. Your grass cut money. You start selling lemonade, you know what I'm saying? 20 years from now, they get like a lifetime commitment percentage of everything. Any kind of money you got coming in, even if you get interest from savings bonds, they'll be like, yo, we want some of that. Let me get a taste. Let me just have a taste. Right. Off top. In some places I hear, like, they have to pay the record label. They can't even pay you directly. So like, it's like if I like, yo, Gotti, I want you to do a show for me. It's like, okay, I want to give you 50,000. You're legally obligated to say, you can't pay me, pay my label. So the label gets the 50,000, then they give you back, 40,000. And it's like in 3 to 6 months, after they've done whatever, quarterly. I heard like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Once every 4 months or whatever, or 3 months if it's quarterly, you get a check. for your money.
Yeah, I mean, but it depends, man. It depends on how you look at it. It's more so like, I mean, the 360 deal is not something brand new, bro. It's been implemented for a while, but it's just worded in order for the record label and the artist to still eat and survive in a day of age when everybody can download your music.
Right.
So in a way, it's basically helping you if you know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So when they're taking money, the deductions is coming from your royalties, which is normal. They're coming from any other kind of TV production, movies. You know what I mean? Which is different. But think about it. If you're doing a score is basically a song or a CD or a track that you want to put on a movie or a TV show. Right. They still gonna take that money anyway. Now they're doing it more so if you're in it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and you already knew everything got to progress.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
My thing is their way of thinking about this is we made you famous. So the only reason why you're doing this deal is because of us. So we should get something from it. Even if you made, like, let's say an app or something, that's got nothing to do. Like how T-Pain made that auto-tune app, that's got nothing to, and he's pretty much an independent artist. He's been like, you know, and they just now catching up with him. That's the real reason why he got blackballed. It had nothing to do with Jay-Z. But I'll go in. Right.
But we'll talk about that on another one. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so if I make an app, I hire an app designer, give him 10 grand, make me an auto-tune app or whatever. That's nothing to do. But they're saying that app is only selling because we created your success. Now, because of that, we want 30% of that, even though we had nothing to do with that.
What you mean? The record label was the reason why they got popular. They were the one that was actually making sure that they had the most, the top producers and videographers posting their videos on YouTube, making sure.
No, we talking about the app. We talking about the app though. That's nothing to do with the app. So I got to pay you for the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying?
Well, then the artist the artist, think about it, man. The artist wouldn't even been able to afford an app or afford a house to live in if it wasn't for the record label.
But see, here's the thing with the 360 deals is, let's say you don't become successful. Let's say you don't become successful in music and, you know, I don't want to do music anymore. Then 4 years later, you become a producer or something. You're not even rapping or singing anymore. They still get a cut of that. You see what I'm saying?
They changing that. They could,
but you're saying that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, because they changing that. Like, all right, they're going literally based on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're going based on exactly your efforts as far as touring, your merchandise, endorsements, and other streams of income. You know, that's exactly what they're going based on. They looking at your audit like, yo, you know what I mean? So. Now, don't get me wrong. When this was first implemented in 2002 in America, it was a lot of artists getting screwed. I admit that 100%. But there's curves around it. You know what I mean? There's still curve outs. You know, like, I'll give you one.
Fair. What you said is fair. It's not for, you know, it's so artists and record labels can stay up with, you know, people downloading music. They taking a hit. Like, man, they're about a third of what they used to be 5 years ago.
That's true.
50 Cent sold 10 million records. When's the last time? 50 Cent is garbage to most people. But who's the last person that sold 3-4 million records, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Shit, so, I mean, like I said, it being a downloading age. But like I said, there's curve outs around it, man. And then, like I said, they improved it, but I'm going to touch on both of them. You know what I'm saying? If an artist is already, you know what I mean, earning revenues or earning you know what I mean, his own form of money, you know what I mean, from a particular thing, you know what I mean, whether it be shows, tours, or whatever, you know what I mean, or whatever it is on the opposite side, which might be TV, movies, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen is they can actually change the agreement. So therefore, if a person is like, yo, it's based on my income, you just got to write that in. Everything in contracts got to be written in. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for instance, like certain artists are earning like tens of thousands of, you know what I mean, of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Playing like in big venues, like big shows and all that, the festivals and tours. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
If a label wants artists to stay like that, it should be prepared to to go for that live performance income. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but you see what I'm saying?
But
they got to be able to put up money for it.
Independent people, like, you have to actually have one if you want to get signed, or even people say, I don't want to get signed, but you're still going to need a distribution deal. You're still going to need a touring deal, or else you're going to always stay basic.
Yeah.
You have to show them, this is what I made last year. That's why I said the business comes into it. Even if you don't want to do nothing in business, which is stupid, but you still have to present it to a company. I've generated $100,000 last year. Here's every penny that I generated. Here's how it came in. So now you can negotiate. Like, okay, I made most of my money from touring, so you guys can only have a small percentage of that because I already established that without you. But that's what I'm saying. These guys come in with nothing, barely know how to rap, barely know how to produce. And then they expect to get the whole world. They expect a manager, going back to the beginning, to come get them shows and to blow them up. Yeah. And then they want to fire them. And then I'll pay you 10%. No, that's why I say that's unrealistic. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. I'm not going to take 10% of zero is what? 50% of zero is still zero. So that's why I say you have to get to a certain point as an artist before you can even expect. And that's why I said in the beginning, I didn't say it, I think you should get a consultant to sit down with you and tell you as an artist what you need to do. You pay him a flat rate of maybe $2,000, maybe $10,000, but he may have some connections where he can help you out. But it's after you do this, I'll audit you, audit your business. After you get to this level, after you complete all these steps, then we'll move forward.
And that's smart, man. That's smart. But
here we go. The third disagreement. We haven't even gotten the hip hop news yet. Oh, yeah, all right. But all right, keep going. But what's the but?
Most managers
I hope it's not a big butt too. I hope it's not a Nicki Minaj but come on, what's the butt?
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say my one little piece, man, and that's it, man. Most managers want us to basically be. They want, even if they're independent, they want to be looked at as if they was in the major. So they're gonna maintain that same cover. The whole consulting thing, man, that sounds good, man. I'm happy you came up with that, man. That's a good idea. But in reality, where we live, you know what I'm saying, that 12% still stands, man. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds good on paper, but in actuality, it's not. That's what I say, man. The music industry and a lot of people. That's why I say business is business. In regular business, you got a 1 out of 10 chance to make it. And people say, oh, man, that's gambling. But wait a minute. Music industry is 1 in a million. So I'd rather have 10 businesses and one of them make it than have 1,500 artists and none of them make it. So,
yeah, that's true, man. That's very true, man.
That's why I work in the business side. Hey, I did this website for you. Hey, I built this studio for you. Hey, I recorded this score for you. Pay me. Not. Yeah. We'll agree to disagree on those three things, and
Yeah, definitely, man. 12%, baby.
All right. Yep. Consulting all day. All right. All right. Let's talk about some news, man. All right,
man.
Let's go right.
Check me out, man. You know what I'm saying? I was checking out this thing on Iggy, man. Hey, she is the best looking woman ever, man. I swear. Iggy, if you listening, man, give me a call.
I'm glad your mama isn't around to hear you say that.
No, she's not. No, she's not. She's asleep.
That kryptonite. That's the black man's kryptonite. You see what it did to
Kanye, man.
You see, Lamar Odom said the same thing, right?
Yeah, man, she got the mole and everything, man. Hit me up, you know what I'm saying? 216, you already know, man.
Okay, well, let me ask you about that. What about female artists on your brand? How do you...
Because this was before Missy Elliott came out and all that. I was like, you know what? Men should rap.
Right.
Missy Elliott came and opened everybody's eyes to rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Lil' Kim opened everybody's eyes to rap. So now this is an open field. This is for everybody, I think. So, that's something I had to change on, man. When I first started, I was like, man, screw that, bro. I'm not going to. But now,
here's my thing.
Nicki Minaj is doing her thing. Lil' Kim doing it, man.
Hold on. If somebody goes in on Drake right now. Everybody laugh. Drake, yeah, you punk. We'll talk about that in a minute too. He's the next topic.
Yeah, garbage. Go ahead.
All right, no, I don't know about all that, but we'll talk about your little Canadian.
He sing too much, baby.
He's an R&B singer. Like, what are you saying? He's
a rapper.
He's like the new NFL quarterback. He's got to be able to scramble. He's got to have an arm. He's got to be a running back quarter. You know what I'm saying?
He's a rapper though. No,
he's not.
His genre
is
rap.
Singer turn right. He's like he's a hybrid. He's a Chris Brown.
No, he's not. He's a singer. He's a rapper, bro.
Okay, man. We gonna talk about his Iggy, but here I don't even know how to say her name. I don't respect her at all. But look.
Call her Gotti's baby mama. You feel me?
His first album, and I'm gonna tell Gotti's baby mama he said that, but his first album, his first album was strictly R&B, strictly.
Dude, he a rapper, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you gotta. That's number 4. The 4th.
Yeah, man, he a rapper, bro. If you look up his name, it say rapper. It don't say no singer.
It says hip hop entertainment artist. I don't know. I didn't know.
No, it just ain't motherfucking thing.
No straight man has ever Googled Drake before, so I refuse. I refuse.
Oh man, you know I'm straight, man. Let me call Iggy right there.
No, don't do that, man. Okay, here's the thing about Iggy, and you know, I work with white rappers that are talented, and I work with white rappers that aren't talented, and both of them. Here's the thing: if me being like a computer tech, me like working in an office environment with predominantly white people, I have to be the best. I can't just be okay. I can't just be an all right and network administrator and then have these Caucasians hire me like in a Fortune 500. Now, a lot of times you can just be a mediocre computer guy or a mediocre mechanic, to make an analogy. But, if it's all Polish mechanics, and if you want to be a Chinese mechanic, you got to be the best mechanic these Polish people have ever seen.
Right.
Or else they're going to go with the Polish people. Now, the thing about what happened with Eminem is he's the best, to me, out of Detroit at that time. And he actually went
there you go, at that time. Yeah.
And all that. He was the best. So he still is the best. He's still the best battler. Can't nobody battle him. Well, I mean, you got Royce Nickel and you got something, because he got cool with the people that beat him. Royce beat him many times. But
he ain't beat him, man.
Hey,
man, let's keep going, man. I ain't even gonna get on that, man.
M said, you saw 8 Mile. You watched 8 Mile. You watched Eminem lose and throw up in the toilet.
Man, that was fake.
Eminem, he got beat so bad. He had to. I don't know. I never even saw it.
And he had his mama's spaghetti.
That's what it was. I just know the rap. I've never seen 8 Mile from start to end. I watched parts of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, man. He had his mom's spaghetti and he got sick. That's what it was, man.
I just know that from the song, so I just have to take you at your word for that. But what I'm saying is, going back to Iggy is Satan and Sadia, whatever her name is. I don't know. The Sailor Moon looking girl.
Gotti's baby mama.
I was about to actually say Gotti's baby mama name, but I'm not gonna do that out of respect for Gotti's baby mama. All right. No,
gonna be my next one, though.
But Iggy, look, she's not the best. You think bar for bar, Nicki Minaj, you think even Shauna from Ludacris, Shauna was better than all of them, but she just didn't look that good.
Where's Shauna at right now?
That's my point, because she doesn't look like now. Where's Missy Elliott at right now?
No, Missy Elliott right now is doing her thing, though. She's still doing production.
Yeah.
She's still producing people, producing tracks. She's still doing her thing.
And she put Timberland on that, too. Her answer. And that goes back to what I said before. You want to do more than just make music. Because she's got all these things. She got Sierra. People didn't know that. She's still making money. She's still good.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing her thing, but the other people in the name ain't doing nothing.
What's his name? Even the white videographer, I forgot, Mike.
Yeah.
Right. I think she got a deal with him. Like, I think he pays her. Like, he has a 360 deal with it.
He probably do, man. A lot of artists is jumping on it, man.
All right. But
they know that's the best way to do it.
Oh yeah. Producers and videographers, they get signed too. If you guys didn't know that, but let's go
definitely.
Let's go back to this Iggy thing. Future also got signed as a videographer. That's another thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, Iggy, she's not the best. She's just different. She's from Australia. She's unique. That's what is all hype, pure hype. The same thing with Vanilla Ice. To me, she's the modern Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was just a white boy that could dance like a Negro. And he kind of... Go ahead.
I mean, that's all the music industry is, though, man. That's all it is. You got a hot gimmick.
But you got people that have talent, though. That's the problem I have. And it was funny because there was another white girl that couldn't rap or do nothing at all, and they got into it because they were supposed to do a song, and they paid T.I. T.I. was like, do it, let's go. And Nicki was like, no. She said, I'm not doing it.
Right. And you know why that was, though? Because she ain't on Iggy's style. She ain't on Iggy's level, man. Everybody in the world is right now dancing. I'm so fancy right now. Like right now.
Oh wow.
Right now, it's a kid at home right now. I'm so.
Okay, well let's talk about stealing people. First of all, she's a fake Gwen Stefani. She's a fake Little Kim and a fake Gwen Stefani mixed together.
Man,
and the girl that's on the song with her, Ganyardi and Yarda, whatever. I don't know fake people's name. I know real people. And Yardi, Grignardi, whatever. And Yarda, Grignardi. Gotta say it real fast. Just say it right. No, she stole Mariah Carey's whole style. Even Mariah Carey said at first, I was flattered. You know, it's the same thing. They did an homage to me. She did a song with Mac Miller, and it was a really good song. I like it. And she took everything from Mariah. Then after that, they started doing the videos just like Mariah. She started dressing like Mariah, and I'm like, wait a minute. You go dye your hair blonde and start messing with what's his name, Dame Dash next? Like,
I mean, everybody aspires to a role model, bruh. And I mean, that's something I gotta say everybody do.
And even Nicki Minaj did the same thing to Little Kim. And Little Kim did an interview, and they said Young Money actually interviewed her, had her around like they were gonna sign her right before Nicki came out. Like they were studying her, and they said, "No, we're gonna go with Nicki instead." Like that was so bogus to me. That's my thing. There's not an original woman that I can respect right now.
But I mean, you gotta understand, man. Like I said, every artist coming out, you know what I mean. No matter how long they've been doing it, they inspired.
MIA more respect than all of them. She's hey, I'm Indian or whatever she is. I'm rapping this way. This is me. I'm not trying to be like Lady Gaga. I'm not trying to. This is me. I can respect. Man, even though I don't like her music, I respect her more because, like, if you look at, I mean, this girl's in Australia. Like, you don't have no kind of hood. No, you don't fight. You fighting kangaroos or what?
Hey man, them kangaroos in boxing though, man.
Oh no, man. I seen a couple of them get knocked out though. I mean,
you got to get down. I mean, like I said, man, I like the girl, man, and I mean the main post was basically,
man, I think she's not even as good as Drake is. That's how bad this girl is, and that's not hard to. I think Drake is more hood than her. If I had to fight her or Drake, who would you rather fight? Iggy Azalea.
I mean, don't nobody want a girl that's eating up dudes. You know what I'm saying? I
mean, I wouldn't want to fight Missy Elliott. I wouldn't want to see her in the dark alley talking about get your freak on. No.
Hey, I feel the same way about Queen Latifah. I wouldn't want to get in the ring with her either. I think she a beast, man. Shout out to Queen. Shout out to Queen, man. You the queen of all. You know what I mean? But I mean, Iggy, man. I just think that she right now she's on Gwen Stefani. I give you that partially. You know what I'm saying? She on her style now. But as she evolves as an artist and she see how the public, you know what I mean? She know how to move the public herself. She gonna branch off. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was on some animated thing.
Lady Gaga crowd, right?
She was animated, you know.
Yeah.
Then she realized like, yo, people like me for who I am. So she started being herself
now. For her, I think she might be done too. Women don't, their career, the longevity, they're like old school hip hop. Like where people in hip hop only last for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years.
I don't know, man.
Women's success is directly correlated to their looks. When the looks fall off, they fall.
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree.
Little Kim had a shelf life. And Biggie wrote all her raps, by the way. Biggie wrote all her raps, just like T.I. writes all of Iggy Azalea, just like Lil Wayne writes all of Nicki Minaj. But
man, no, he don't. No, he don't, man. No, he don't. He writes the general concept, and she writes her own bars.
In the hook.
And she said, you know what I mean? I don't really care for rappers, you know what I mean, that don't write their own lyrics. I mean, she wouldn't say that.
And that's why Drake got mad at her. That's why they're not doing that. That's why Drake said, F these women rappers. Because. And that's your boy, that's your best friend, Drake.
Man, he can go ahead and hey man, I ain't gonna touch on that, man. I mess around, I heard that man feeling.
Hey man, didn't something happen with like him and Kanye? Weren't they supposed to be on tour together? Drake and Kanye,
man.
And Drake's dropping out of the tour with Kanye, and now Kanye's go handlight in himself without Drake.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, what's his name? Kanye really don't care who he work with.
Okay,
if we making money, we making
now,
money.
What do you think about Kanye? If you don't like Drake, do you like Kanye? You like Yeezus?
Not really, but I like the old Kanye. The same way I like the old Drake. You know what I'm saying? When he first came out, but Drake and Kanye, I think that would be a good.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good.
You like an old, like you like the old Lexuses, you like the old Drake. You know, you don't like nothing new.
I'm a fan of DMX, man.
You know the funny thing is, like 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, man, I like the old Kanye back in like 2015. Like, man, give me some old school Drake, man. I don't like this new Drake, man.
Drake just sings too much for me, man. I can't get down. He's an
R&B singer. He's doing his job. That's like saying Dave Chappelle play too much. Like, that's his job. That's what comedians do. He's coming back, by the way, Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
No, man. I mean, Drake.
We had a really good conversation today.
Oh, definitely, man. You know, we touched on a lot of things, man. You know, I hope that the world was able to learn something.
Yes, sir. Here at the Hip Hop Runners, man, the next podcast is we're really getting a flow down, man. The next one,
definitely, man. Hell yeah, man. You gotta check out, you know what I mean, the blog and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. HipHopRunners.com. Check us out. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hip Hop Runners.
Oh, definitely. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's your boy Gotti, man. Always putting out the real news, man. Letting y'all know what it really is.
It's your boy Big B signing off here at the Hip Hop Runners.
All right.
Take it easy.